Hello everybody, so welcome back to our video. This will be the next tutorial for the priority queue. I mean no, the circular queue. We'll begin to illustrate this in the same situations that we do have earlier at for our simple queue. However, it is different implementation. We'll begin to deal with the step-by-step process as well. And suppose that this is for the array based. When we say array based, there will be a limitations pertains to this one. Okay, so suppose that we do have a max queue of 5. So this is our limitations for our queue, and we will be going to do the operations of we suppose we'll begin to I don't know, that's in queue 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. And then school is empty. And then pick and clear. Then the queue 3 times. Then and queue 70. Okay, so sorry. My pen is not working. Good. So sorry for that. Okay, then 80. And then um let's stop right there. Okay. Now let's go ahead and illustrate this first. So suppose that you're able to initialize in our circular queue. That is, the front will be set to -1. The same with the rear as well, set to -1. And then regarding with that one, when once we'll begin to enqueue the number 10, it must be a step-by-step process. Remember that. So suppose that you'll begin to insert that in your circular queue. Suppose that it was divided for how many spot right there. So suppose that you were able to insert that. So the front will be at 0 and rear as well. So next, we will enqueue the number 20. So it will become 10, 20, and front will be 0 and rear will be 1. And once we'll begin to insert number 30, it will become like this. Front will become 0 and rear will become 2. And then afterwards, once you will begin to enqueue number 40, 10, for example, 20, 30, and 40. Then your front right now will be 0 still, and rear will be 3. And then once you, after the 40, you will begin to in queue number 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So, so sorry if the number is not really clear. So if you're following, you can definitely get this one. Okay. So the front will be 0 and your rear will be 4. So for enqueuing number 60, you cannot insert anymore because your how do you call that one? Your queue is already full as this is a static based that is using the array based. So that means to say we cannot go ahead and insert anymore for that one. So what we're going to do, we will begin to go ahead and put here indicate that your queue is already full and it will print out queue overflow. Okay, so sorry, let me just go back. Okay, so it will print out queue overflow for this 60. And after the 60, once you will begin to check the isFull operation, isFull, is that true or false? So that is true. Why? Because your queue right now is having 5 elements. And once you will begin to go ahead and check that one and compare that into your max Q, and that is your max Q is actually 5, so therefore that is 2. And for his empty operation, it will print out false because your current Q, you do have an element right there, and you will not be going to go ahead and I mean, there's no such value in your, if your checking is empty, it will only print out true if there will be no value in your circular queue. If that circular queue is set to negative one already. Okay. Now after the is empty, there will be the peak for peak, that is printing the front end. What will be the front end will be the 10. So that is 10. And once you will begin to check the rear position, what will be the rear position? That is the last or the tail point, that is 50. Now, DQ 3 times. You need to really do that in a step-by-step manner as always. So first DQ, it will become 20, 30, 40, and 50. And after, your front will become 0, and then 1 and 4. Be mindful that that is really circular. That is really circle, as we are dealing with circular queue. The second DQ will remove the 20. It will become 30, 40, and 50. And this is 50. Your front right now will become 2, and your front will become 4. And once you will begin to remove in the third time, will become 40 and 50. Your front right now will become 3, and your rear will become 4. Now, once you will begin to in queue, I'm so sorry. Once you will begin to in queue number 70, you can insert 40, then 50, and then you can insert now the 70 in the position of your front will retain in the 3, but your rear will go to the 0. Because in our circular queue class, it will actually use their it will actually use their, what do you call this one, the container of this one, as what we have mentioned, that is circular. If in our linked list, once the last end will not begin to point to null, however it will goes back into the front end. It will be the same thing here in our queue, that once we're able to used already the container, it will go back into the extra spaces, and the extra space that you do have is 0 in the index position 0. So therefore your rear position will be 0 and your front end will be 3. And afterwards you will begin to insert number 80. So it will become 40, then 50, then 70, and 80. So what will happen for this is 50. Sorry, let me just write it clearly. So 50. Okay. And your front will become 3 the same, and your rear will become 1. So that's how you will begin to organize when it comes to your circular queue, everybody. I do hope that you've actually understand this clearly, and make sure to really observe the step-by-step manner, because one mistake will result to more deduction will happen. And by the way, just to set clear expectation as well, that in terms of the circular queue, it will be going to reuse the container if and only if the we're just basing the operations for the array based, because we can definitely reuse these spaces. But for dynamic, the more that you wanted to insert, you can always use or insert in the given certain position in the rear end, as what we've for the implementations of the circular of the simple queue, that we can insert at the endpoint. It will be the same thing for the linked list base. So right now here, then let me end right here, and I'll begin to walk you through as well how to to do the circular queue with the linked list base. And I wanted to remind you as well that if ever that your circular queue right now, if there's no element at all, then you will begin to also dequeue. Since that is empty already, it will print out queue underflow. Okay, so thank you so much and goodbye, and see you in the next